Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu, issue number 0. That's right, folks. We're already teasing the next arc of Moon Knight. We're not even done Vengeance of the Moon Knight yet. That book just set up that the Shroud was Moon Knight, and then Blood Hunt happened, and in the pages of Blood Hunt, Mark Spector came back to life because Hunter's Moon and Tigra freed Khonshu from his prison and he unleashed his Moon Knights to fight the vampires. That's what I think happened. I skimmed the pages of Blood Hunt, but I also know they were setting this up because, of course, Mark Spector isn't going to stay dead. He stayed dead for less than a year, so it's not even that impressive. Like, we couldn't even get through the end of Vengeance of the Moon Knight before he came back. So I think it's confirmed now that Vengeance of the Moon Knight is going to go till issue 9 or 10, around that number, and then they're going to be relaunching the book with Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu. Mark Spector is back, and this is a very hard to find physical book because this is like a special, I don't know, tie-in thing or whatever. There's like one order per comic shop, I think, was like what was being said, because it's like, hey, you can just throw this in, first come, first serve to your audience who finds it. I am reading an online copy of it, and I wanted to talk about it because I think it's kind of important. And then I read the issue, and I'm like, okay, it's not that important, actually. It is setup, I guess you could call it setup. It's more just like Khonshu saying what he feels about everything going on. And that's kind of cool. Like, we've literally had a long time with Khonshu in prison. Like, I don't think McKay's book had Khonshu free of prison, because this book spun out of Moon Knight and Khonshu taking over the Avengers. So now Khonshu is free for the first time in 3 years of a Moon Knight book. And he's like, hey, it's good to be back. We did a big blood hunt, and there's no real dialogue in this book. It's just narration from Khonshu. So we'll go through it. It is the entire creative team you know from the Moon Knight book back here. Jed McKay, Alessandro Cappuccio, Rochelle Rosenberg, Corey Petit. Everyone's back. They're doing some fun stuff. So Khonshu's out, and he's like, hey, my Moon Knights, they like unleashed hell, and they did stuff. And then he just like runs through the crew that we have going on in this book. He's like, you know, not all vampires are bad. There's like Reese, and she's pretty cool. She wears my symbol, but she's not like loyal to me. She's loyal to my son, which is fine. He's a cool guy, and, you know, Reese is kind of cool. And then there's Soldier, who's a little more loyal to me. He's like a good vampire too, but he's still loyal to my son, so that's fine. I like him. He's okay. And then there's like this weirdo named 8-Ball. He's kind of a goofy character. He like is loyal to my son. He seems okay in my books. I like him enough. Weird guy, oddly intriguing. Then there's like the healer is what he calls Dr. Sternum. And he's like, well, I know she's not loyal to me, and she's not really loyal to my son either. She just wants to help people, and this is the way she does it. She's all right. I kind of like her. She does my work in a specific way. And then there's like the Midnight Mission itself, which is just like an alien that like took over a building from another dimension. He's pretty cool. He seems like a nice guy. Like, he teamed up with my son, likes me. Nothing against the building we enter. That's pretty cool. I love the depiction of the Midnight Mission. It looks really fun in this page. And then there's like my youngest son, my Hunter's Moon. He's pretty cool. I love him. He's been through a bunch of shit. He's going to go through some more shit. He recently learned what compassion is, and he kind of just like learned to relax a little bit. So cool. I like him. And then there's like this weird tiger lady that my son is in love with, and she loves my son. And I'm kind of scared of her devotion to him and his devotion to her, because a son should love his father, and she could step in and take that away from me, which is awesome because we have yet to see Khonshu interact with any of these people. So it's perfect. He's like, okay, I'm on Team Soldier, Team Reese, Team Hunter's Moon, Team Midnight Mission, oddly enough, Team 8-Ball, and Dr. Sternum. I'm on their team. I don't know about this tiger lady. Tiger is kind of a chaotic one. It's kind of fun. And he's like, then I got my 3-in-1 son. I got my Jake Lockley. He's a cool guy. I got my Stephen Grant. Yeah, he's fine. I got my Mark Spector. He's pretty cool. And together they're all Moon Knight. And we just gave Moon Knight a badass new costume. I always feel iffy about a lot of black in the Moon Knight costume. It looks okay. I have nothing against this design. This is how you would modernize that look. It keeps in tone with everything we've been doing with Capuccio's art. Pretty cool. So, in short, this is Khonshu's family. He's the granddaddy of it all. And he's like, okay, I guess I can live with these people. I'm worried that my son's going to hate me a little bit, though. I mean, I still love him, but I feel like he's going to have some thoughts to say about me. Same like this guy Zodiac. Like, he seems like a crazy SOB, and I'm worried he's going to do something crazy, too. And in the absence of Moon Knight, like, some gangs and people have taken over, doing some dangerous stuff. Looks like we're going to have some new enemies to fight in this upcoming arc, and that's kind of a fun thing to see. So that's cool. You know, more stuff to deal with, more stuff coming our way. And that's Team Moon Knight. Moon Knight team, it's back. It's doing something great. Look at us all. The family's back together. And that's the book. It's just Khonshu like, hey, I love my family. Most of them, at least. And we're going to do some cool stuff. Or are we? Or is there going to be conflict with me watching over my kids? Yeah, probably. So that's fun. And if you picked up this book, there's also a backup. Or not even a backup. It's just like, hey, are you excited for somebody else to write Spider-Man? Well, guess what? It's Joe Kelly. And it's called Waxing Moon. And it's Khonshu talking to Sidorak. And he's like, we used to be cool, man. People used to respect us, man. We used to mean something, man. He's just trying to get Sidorak's attention. He's like, this is stupid. Everything's stupid. You know, at least my son's kind of cool. When was the last time, like, any of your disciples did shit for you, Sidorak? And he's like, oh, so you hear that comment. Boo-hoo. Turns out this is just, like, Spider-Man explaining shit to Spider-Boy. Okay. And that's going to set up the 8 deaths of Spider-Man. What? Okay. I don't care. We're not here for Spider-Man. We're here to talk about Moon Knight. And, hey, man, it's the whole team back together. That's cool. I'm for it. This is kind of fun. I'm not going to review this book because it's not really like a book that has anything. It's just like, just you wait, kids. Stuff is coming. Stuff is coming on the horizon. Be prepared for it. Because it's on the way. And yes, it is. It is on the way. So there you go. We have a couple more issues of Vengeance of the Moon Knight we're going to cover. And then we're going to jump into Fist of Khonshu. There's also the Phases of the Moon Knight book that's coming out soon as well. Which is like an anthology about different Moon Knights. And I'm like, are you kidding me? How is it we have like an ongoing narrative of like so many good Moon Knight books, but they're struggling to do Spider-Man right? It's so weird, but I love it so much. It's finally time we got something. Moon Knight fans have been eating bad for a long time, but now we have more food than we know what to do with. That's pretty cool. So there you go. If you find this book in like any physical copy, you are very lucky, and that's very cool. I am hoping, because I have all the Moon Knight books on like my pull list at my local comic book store, I'm hoping that if they got a copy, they put it aside for me. I haven't been able to go there yet. That might be a weekend thing. I hope they have it for me. But if they don't, there you go. This book is out. Find it if you can. All right. Thank you all for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And of course, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.